My name is Breonna Taylor, and I've been affected by gun violence. I'm the founder of No More Rounds, and I started this movement in November of 2013 after I lost a very close friend of mine to gun violence.
Near South Street, Dawn is on the story. Dawn?
Good morning, Mike and Chanel. You know, South Street is known for its food and fun, its bars and restaurants, and its nightlife. And now it's also becoming known for its shootings and fights. The latest violence was caught on cell phone video early Sunday morning. This is on the 200 block of South Street. Police were called for a fight inside the Mixed Plate nightclub. And just as they were trying to clear the place and calm everybody down, chaos erupted in the street. The brawl spilling out onto South Street. 10 shots were fired right in the middle of the street. A 21-year-old man was shot several times in the head and the chest. And one of the stray bullets...
My friend passed away, Dimitri Presley. It didn't sit well with me at all. I was angry, I was sad, and I was confused. I didn't know why this happened to him, why it happened the way it did, why it happened at all. And that angered me because I didn't understand. To this day, I still don't understand. But I decided to start this movement so that other people won't feel the way that I feel. Because at times I still feel angry. I still feel very much sad. But I know that with No More Rounds, we're out here making a difference. On January 12th, 2014, a memorial was held at Dimitri's murder site. On the drive down there, I was really nervous of going back to Philly, especially South Street and 2nd, because I sort of promised myself that I wasn't gonna go back there. Like, that was my first and last time going to Philly, especially trying to experience the nightlife. All the emotions and the feeling from that night sort of came back, and it didn't help when we got there. We ended up parking right across the street from the lounge. So as we were walking down the street to get to the memorial service, I was pretty much reliving that night all over again. Like, I could see exactly what happened from that night.
My name is Breonna Presley. Well, the details from my understanding, because I wasn't at the scene, was that they were throwing a fundraiser for my son. There was an altercation. He was trying to leave. The gentleman who started the altercation went to their vehicle, came back, and with guns and shot my son because of the altercation in the club.
My name is Will Crenshaw. I'm 24 years old, from Sicklerville, New Jersey. Some brief details about the situation. Had a good night party, and it turned out to be a little crazy at the end. Two guys, I guess their pride was hurt from coming into the bar, having a problem, and my brother Dimitri tried to kick him out for them trying not to pay the money. We began to proceed to walk down the street because he was badly injured after the fight, and as we walked down the street, someone began to take fire at us, and my brother was hit a few times, right next to me in my arms.
It's affected me a great deal because, first of all, I'm still numb. I'm not even think reality of the fact that he's not here. And my family, we were already close, but it's made everyone closer. It's made everyone a little more protective of each other and the situation around them. And you know, I'm just, like I said, I'm still a little numb, but I'm also mom, so I have to be a little bit stronger than everybody else. So it's a little harder, I think, for me.
For me personally, I'm hurting a lot. I'm trying to hide it a lot due to the fact that I'm trying to just stay strong, but it's my baby brother and it happened right next to me in my arms. My mindset changed, you know. I want to do more and be more productive with my life. I had a productive life, but I want to do more just for the namesake of him, and I was an idol to him, and I just want to be positive with everything.
During the service, a woman named Movita, she was expressing her anger toward gun violence. And also she shared her story of her son who actually died 3 years that day.
And it's not fair. It's not, I don't believe this is God's will. I don't believe that this is God's decree. I don't believe that God is decreeing that our children are dying like flies on the streets of Philadelphia every day. That's not God's will. So we have to step up and we have to be responsible members of society. This is not something I asked to be a part of. But I have to participate and become a part of the solution as opposed to being a part of the problem. If you do nothing, you're a part of the problem. If you sit home when these children are dying, you're a part of the problem. And that's one of the reasons why me and my family became members of heeding God's call so that we could become a part of the solution. The solution in getting the illegal guns off the street. If these boys didn't have guns, they couldn't kill our sons.
On Martin Luther King Day, the Patterson Community Schools Corp hosted a student-led conference for middle schoolers and high schoolers to attend. No More Rounds was invited to speak at the gun violence workshop portion of the conference. Giovanna and Alicia, they presented a mini PowerPoint displaying the gun violence statistics in America.
Short presentation, didn't want to make it long because we wanted it to be more interactive with dialogue, but I did want to portray some of the facts that are out there. A couple more facts that are not listed on here that I kind of like just wanted to talk about was that homicide is the second leading cause of death among 15 to 24-year-olds within the United States. Yes. That means that.
And I recently founded the No More Rounds movement in November of 2013 after losing a very close friend of mine to gun violence. Once the workshop was over, I was able to interview Giovanna and Alicia, and they shared that they both had affiliates of gun violence, but neither one of them was involved themselves.
Hi everyone, my name is Giovanna Morrison and I'm a recent graduate of Rutgers University in New Brunswick.
Hello, my name is Alicia Pagaro. I graduated from Montclair State University with a bachelor's in science.
A part of my personal story when it comes to gun violence, one was back story when I was 6 years old. And I remember it was like we were going out for ice cream. It was a summer day. And there were two cars that pulled up into the intersection. I'm from East Orange, New Jersey. So the intersection that I'm particularly talking about is Park Avenue and North Clinton Street. And there was two cars that pulled up into that intersection. And pretty much we just started hearing gunshots. So we ran into the ice cream store and hid behind the counter until pretty much the shots were no longer heard.
When it pertains to personal experiences, I think when I lived in Chicago, my cousin died from, he got shot, and I guess they mistakenly, shot the wrong person. It was a gang member looking for another person. I guess by mistake they shot the wrong person. They shot my cousin. I think gun violence has a major impact to do with the youth because they're just growing up. They're just figuring themselves out. And if you surround our young people with this violence and these dangerous people, dangerous video games, like all these graphic things, they're gonna look at that and see and just gravitate to that. So that's definitely how I see it. So I feel like it has a major impact.
Stop the violence. Stop the violence. Stop the violence. Stop the violence. We fed up. We fed up. We fed up. We fed up.
In January, a shooting took place at the intersection of Springfield and Fairmount Avenue in Newark, New Jersey, killing 5 people and 1 local business owner. The Newark Anti-Violence Coalition, which has been around for many years, rallies at different murder sites throughout the city of Newark on various Wednesdays. It just so happened that one Wednesday after work, I was driving down Springfield Avenue and I caught them blocking off the intersection. So I picked up my co-founders so that we can attend the rally together.
Why do we hate each other? Why when you look in the mirror, you hate that what you see? So when you see me, you hate yourself. Had they been, solve any of the unsolved murders in our community, then we wouldn't have to take desperate measures to get our people to stop killing one another. We'd rather do this than be put in the box. We'd rather do this than have to die early death. And this is what it's coming down to, because the bullets are outside at all our doorsteps. So it's real what we're doing. This is no joke for us. Y'all are safe, we're not safe. Until y'all make it safe, we won't stop this.
We fired up, family. We out here. We out here and we fired up. They got a camera on the corner, family. They got a camera on the corner, family. But the question is it working? They got a camera on the corner, family. They got a camera on the corner where the murder happened in broad daylight. But the question is it working? Huh? Is it working? Family, we fed up, family. We got to take this thing over, man. Start with us. It start with us, family. It don't start with the NPD. It don't start with the FBI. It don't start with the CIA. It don't start with the corrupt Essex County Sheriff Department. It start with us, family. We got to change the dynamics of this thing.
You learn the history of 100 years of lynching, and they say within 1 year we surpassed that number 10 times. More black people are killed in America by black people than the Klan has ever done to us. More than 100 years of lynching. Over 25,000 black people are murdered each year in the city of America. Just in the city of Chicago alone, almost 1,000 people are murdered annually. Annually. Self-genocide, family. So hell, this what we doing is not normal, and what our people are suffering from is abnormal. The conditions that we live under are abnormal. So we gotta take extreme measures to an extreme problem to stop what's going on. So we gotta call the black man out today. We gotta call the black man to take a stand today and ask you what has happened. How we have become our own worst enemy today.
Stop the violence! Stop the violence! Stop the violence!
By utilizing hashtags, the founder of Wheelchairs Against Guns, Kareem Nelson, was able to find No More Rounds via Instagram and express to us that he wanted to get involved in our documentary. So a few members of my team and I traveled to Brooklyn to interview him in his Crown Heights apartment.
Hello, my name is Kareem Nelson.
Hello, my name is Luis Lopez.
Our organization is Wheelchairs Against Guns. We started it basically to be the savior of our future, of our kids, because we see the direction that they're going in. It's just twisted, and we was once those kids, so we know what they're going through. I've been in a wheelchair 18 years. I got shot in 1995. It's a little bit more over 18 years now. I got shot in 1995 in Baltimore, Maryland. I started running the streets at the early age of 12 years old. At that time, I started selling crack cocaine. I didn't have to. I come from a good family. Well, single parent, my mother made 6 digits. She provided me with the things that I went to the streets for, so I really call myself stupid because I didn't have to go to the streets. And in the interim of me going to the streets, I did that from 12 to 21. I got shot. Leaving Atlanta, I was hustling in Atlanta at the time. I went to Baltimore, and in Baltimore, I got shot.
Story very similar to his, but I was raised by a single parent. My mother, she had a drug habit, And at the age of 12, 11, 12, 13, I started running the streets. Made the same, selling crack cocaine. I was shot at the age of 14 and left me in a situation where I'm paralyzed from neck down. You count your blessings. Like, it's hard for me. I can't do anything for myself. I can't feed myself. I can't do anything. I depend on somebody 24 hours a day. It's not an easy thing, man. And I wouldn't want no other young kid to experience this. I wouldn't want no grown up to experience it. You know, that's why we doing what we doing and trying to stop this madness going on, because it's not an easy thing. It's a hard life to live.
We know, like, it's gonna take more than WAG. You know, like we know that it's gonna take more than WAG. It's really a collective thing. We need the people. Like right now, it's nothing but negativity spewed to our youth. You know, they have nothing positive to look up to outside of Obama being our president. So all they aspire to be is rappers or ball players, and it's far more. Life is far more. Like, you have more avenues than that, and when they get caught in those two avenues, and they can't excel in those two avenues, then they feel like they back is against the wall. Then they start saying life ain't fair. Then they start saying why me, and then they result into the streets. So if you can catch them before then, you know, that's a big thing. But we need more people like us, like you, like us. You know, we need the rappers with us. We need a bunch, because this gun violence is not going to stop if we don't all take accountability for what we're doing.
This documentary is our very first initiative toward preventing gun violence. During the month of January, we conducted several interviews where college students throughout the state of New Jersey shared their experiences with gun violence, and those who weren't affected directly shared their thoughts on how gun violence can be prevented.
My name is Jerry Holly.
Hi, my name is Jasmine White.
My name is Christopher Beltran.
My name is Shalaya Downing.
Hi, my name is Brittany Hunt.
Marquita McPherson.
Jojo Bonahini.
Kelly Van Pelt.
Jalil Davis.
My name is Jay Campbell.
Falasha Sproul.
Elijah Reeves.
Cecily Bly. Miss Jessica Taylor.
I'm Plaze Jordan.
I'm Princess Mayo.
Miguel Autry.
Regina Lawrence.
Lexus Cardi.
Basil Gwekwe.
Veronica Sweet.
Nicole Joseph.
I've been affected by gun violence.
One of the biggest problems I see with gun violence is that we really don't have too much education on it in schools. It's very custom on the streets. We see it in movies and on media all the time. But there's no real time in our youth age where we have a sit down and we have a real talk with people who have been through situations and have really had direct impacts with gun situations.
I was first exposed to gun violence when I was 12 years old. I lost my oldest brother to gun violence. Still to this day when I go home, you know, very seldom I go home because where my brother got killed at is right there by my house. So every time I go home, like, I have to remember, like, damn, like, this is where my brother got killed at. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's sad because it's like I was only 12 years old. So like, from seeing my brother every day growing up in the household with him to not seeing him at all was a drastic change. And like, that was my, not just trying to say I don't love my brother, but that was my favorite brother because that was my oldest brother and he always looked after me.
It was in 2010, the month of October, where the car I was in, you know, we was at a actual party and we went back to the cars, you know, to drink some more. And the car was shot up at. They weren't aiming at me or my friends, but they were aiming at one of the associates in the car. And that was a very traumatic experience because for like the next month to like a couple of months, I didn't want to go out. Didn't want to go to a party, didn't want to go out nowhere else. I didn't want to go to work because I just felt like it was going to happen again. And it was a very traumatic experience. I'm always skeptical about every place I go, everywhere I step out to, you know. It's never the same no more.
First incident with gun violence, I was living on Mapes in Newark, and I was really young, and I just remember always hearing gunshots and always being scared. And that's kind of how I feel now. You know, you always have to watch what you're doing, who you're around, because you never know when somebody's going to attack them or attack you. I think it's a pride thing. Everybody wants to look the best. It's all about ego. I need to prove I'm better than this person or better than that person. More people should be focused on getting an education, doing something positive, and, you know, bringing each other up. Why are we always competing with one another when we would make such powerful strides if we just all work together.
I personally feel as though the solution to gun violence is stricter gun laws, getting a handle on gun trafficking, having more positive role models for our youth to show them that gun violence isn't the answer and that you don't need a gun to get respect. Also, the community needs to be more unified and supportive of local anti-gun violence groups, because without the community support, there's but so much the groups can do. I know a lot of you have heard the saying, it takes a village to raise a child. Nobody really thinks like that anymore. They see our youth acting inappropriately, and because it's not their family member or their child, they feel like it's not their problem. We need to get back into that mentality. We need to get back into that village mentality. We hope by watching this documentary that you've been inspired to become a part of the solution instead of the problem, and continue fighting the battle against gun violence. Thank you.
Oh yeah, yeah. If death comes for me tonight, girl, I want you to know that I love you. Oh yeah, yeah. And no matter how tough I would appear, oh yeah, only you I would reveal my tears. Yeah. See, tell the police I ain't coming home tonight. Messing around with you is gonna give me life. Oh yeah, yeah. But when I look into your eyes, yeah, you're worth that sacrifice. Oh yeah, yeah. If this is the type of love that my mom used to warn me about, man, I'm in trouble. I'm in real big trouble. If this is the type of love that the old folks used to warn me about, man, I'm in trouble. I'm in real big trouble.